We are live. We are live. We are live. Hey, beautiful people. How are you? Just switching the light on. It is Saturday, Sat Art Day, and we are live from my art studio. And what are we doing here today? Well, as the title says, I am sharing our absolute most favorite activity to do on a rainy day. I'm looking outside in the window now in case you wonder why I'm not looking at you guys. And it is because it was pouring down earlier this morning. Me and my partner went out for a jog in the park and it started raining and it came more and more. But now it looks like dark clouds are finally going away. But because it was raining earlier in London, I thought, hey, why don't we make some activities for rainy days in my life today? And the favorite one, as it says already in the title, and as I've told you already, it is Play-Doh. And it's not any kind of Play-Doh, it is homemade Play-Doh. Why am I waving this, by the way? It's not that hot anymore. It was 33 degrees at its hottest this week in London. And we don't have air conditioning or anything in this flat or on buses or, London is not really made for hot weathers. So I'm waving this one now. We made this one in the live class 2 weeks ago. So if you want to make one, we got the other one as well, the watermelon up there. If you want to make one, check out the other class. They actually work and I actually use them. It's also been Pride Month. So here's a rainbow version of these ones. Anyways, hi Simone and hi Adventures Life Squad. Thank you for joining. Hi Caleb and Neva as well if you're there. Jessica, I can see that you've been on. I'm not sure if you're on anymore. Hi Jessica, if you're still there as well. Where shall I put this now? There's so much going on in my art studio. It's been a busy week. We've done a lot of art and we've had so much fun. So it's like a lot going on. I'm trying to kind of keep it tidy and nice for you guys as well, but it is what it is. Anyways, to the point. If you are watching, please say hello in the live chat so I know who I'm talking to. And also, if you're doing this for your kids or with your kids. What you will need, as I've mentioned already in the description box and on the event on Facebook and on Instagram as well, I've tried to inform you what we need for today. And that is plain flour and salt and oil and water. Those are the basic ones. Hi Viro, thank you for joining. Those four things are the basic ones. So plain flour, salt, any kind of oil. It can be olive oil or just any kind of cooking oil, and then water. So those four, if you have those four, you can make this dough. Now, obviously, if you want to make it a little bit more fun, you can add some color to it. This is just plain poster paint. You can use this one. You can use food coloring, and that will always obviously be a bit more safe if your kids are a bit younger and they still put things in their mouths. And to make it even more eco-friendly, you can use powders. Now these ones I bought at a market here in London and they've been really good. But I bet you can find these in all sorts of health stores. So this is like spinach powder and beetroot powder. And obviously they will make green and pink. And also, like blueberry powder, turmeric is great for yellow. And what other colors? There's a lot of different these kind of powders that you can use to make it super eco-friendly for the youngest artists. So then you don't need to worry about them putting it in their mouths, because obviously the ones that you buy from the shops have a lot of toxic and chemicals in them. So if your kids eat them, it's not great for their digestive system. And these ones, at least if they eat them, their bodies know how to digest it. Obviously, it won't taste nice. It's very, very salty. But yes, I wanted to let you know about those options. Let me see, who's here? Jay has joined. Jay is saying using a different account so the girls can watch on their tablet. Okay, Jay, thank you for joining. And Ruby and Katie are watching as well. Hi, Ruby and Katie. Are you making the Play-Doh today as well? I will start with that in 1 second. Let's see who else is here. Do we really need salt? We are out. Oh, that's a shame. You actually do need quite a lot of salt, but keep watching for this and you'll see how to make it. The reason why you need salt is because, you know, salt has it can be any kind of salt. This is the cheap one from Sainsbury's. It's like 45p. It doesn't have to be any type of gourmet kind of Himalayan salt or anything, just plain salt for 40p. Get whatever you can from the shop. And the reason why you need salt is because this will last for weeks and weeks with salt. Without salt, it will go moldy. But salt keeps it fresh and nice. So you do need salt. I'm sorry about that, but next time you go to the shop, get some salt and you can make this. Camilla is here. Hej moster Lotta. Theo och Tindra här. Hej på er. Vet ni vad vi ska göra? Vi ska göra Play-Doh hemma. But I will speak in English. Theo and Tindra are my niece and nephew. They are so lovely and they're in Finland right now. Very far and I haven't seen them for ages. So nice of you, Theo and Tindra, to join today. Now, let's see. So what we are doing is, we're gonna get started now. Sorry to keep you waiting for ages. Let me just turn this one around a bit. And then you can see what's going on here on my desk. You see, it's super busy here. But what we need is, so I'm using a cup measure. Now what we're gonna use is 2.5 cups of flour. So 1, 2, and roughly a half. I mean, it's not so precise, but roughly a half, like that. And you'll see now that quite a lot of salt compared to the flour. So we're gonna put in 1 cup of salt. You see, Life Squad, that is a lot of salt. And this will keep your dough really nice to play with for a longer time. So you can take it out and put it away and keep it for weeks. So now I'm adding 1 cup of salt into the flour. And then I'm mixing it in like that. So 1 cup of salt, 2.5 cups of flour. Obviously, if you want to make more, and if you're making more different colors, you can obviously you can double the amount or make as much as you want. But this is the measures. So 2.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt. And then we are using, I'm putting this on the side now because I'm gonna mix the color in here. Now I'm using 2 cups of water. So 1, 2, and as mentioned, if you are using oil, it can be any kind of oil, olive oil, just cooking oil, and 3 spoons of olive oil. So, and I am only gonna put 1 now because if you don't have oil, I'm gonna give you the second option, which is, and I am not sponsored by L'Oreal, but if L'Oreal is watching, I don't mind you getting in contact. L'Oreal, this is my favorite conditioner and it smells really nice. So I am gonna put a little bit of, it sounds crazy, right? Hair conditioner into the water, and I'm gonna make my dough smell lovely. L'Oreal lovely. I'm just squirting in some. I mean, it's not measured. It's not so precise. And then I'm blending it in. Now it's gonna have quite a funny consistency, but this is how I do it. And then when I blend it in, it's gonna be a bit nicer. Now it looks a bit lumpy. And then, as mentioned, if you want to make it super eco-friendly, you can use the powders that I mentioned, but I am gonna use this poster paint. I know Simone asked earlier if you can use acrylic paint, and you can actually do that. I would say if you use acrylic paint, make sure that you blend it in nicely into the water. And again, this is not... Yeah, Jay is asking, did you say 3 spoons of oil? Yes, it's 3 spoons of oil. Again, it's not so precise. If you have 1 spoon of oil, add 1 spoon. This is kind of like, I am just putting out the measures because I know some people love instructions and follow it religiously, but I am more of an artist that just mixes on the go. But yeah, I said 3 spoons of oil. I know that I'm not sure actually if Charlotte joined. I can't see her in the chat right now, but she asked earlier if how much oil we need, and I told her 1 would be enough. So yeah, use what you have. But yeah, I said 3 spoons, yes. So now again, I'm putting paint here into the water and mixing it up. And again, this is not measured. Obviously, the more paint you put, the stronger and more vibrant the color will be. And if it's not strong enough later when you mix it in, you can always add more. And you see I've got more flour here as well. So if it is too sticky, you just add a little bit more. If it's too dry, you add a bit more water. But this is usually quite a nice measure. So blending it in and trying to get rid of most of the lumps. And now I'll pour it in here. So this is how I like to start. This is the measures I like to start this dough with. And you know what? I will need a lot more flour. I'm sorry about that, guys. You see, this is what I say. I'm more of an artist than measuring. I need to fix that recipe, actually, because you see, this is way too loose now. So I'm going to add 2 scoops more of this flour, because this is way too runny. Okay, and then I blend it in again. There we go. It is actually still, it's getting there now. And I actually quite like this color. It's like light bubblegum kind of pink. So that was, so now I put 2.5 cups. I think I'm gonna add 1 more cup actually. 1 more cup of flour, blend it in. And then when you put this away overnight, put it in cling film so that it doesn't dry. I put it in cling film and then I add it into a container, and then that will keep it moist so it won't dry. And then the next time you take it out, if it feels dry, you can add some more water. And if it feels too sticky, you add more flour. Now let's see. I think this is quite okay now. It smells very, very lovely. Cookies Famous. Hi. Thank you for joining. Who else is here? Calligraph. Hi. It's been really rainy here in Perth as well. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we need that water as well. We had a really hot week here in London, so I'm actually quite happy that it rained today, because it gets so dusty when it's raining like that. And also, the plants are getting so dry. The grass is starting to get a bit yellow, so we needed a bit of rain. So I'm quite happy for that. Now I'm putting a bit of flour here, and I'm going to take it out of the bowl. And then I'm going to knead in a bit more flour until I get the consistency I like. Live Squad is saying you love it when it rains. It is quite nice, especially, I mean, we were even out in the rain today because it started raining while we were out for our morning run. And we were not even rushing back. We were just walking slowly in the rain because, I mean, we were already exercising and we're just going home, so we didn't mind getting wet. So yeah, I kind of like the rain as well. Obviously not rain every day, but here and there it's quite nice and cozy. And if you're indoors, it's a nice feeling of hearing the raindrops, and it makes the air quite fresh as well, doesn't it? So I don't mind a bit of rain either. This actually smells like bubble gum, and it looks like bubble gum, so I have to tell the kids when we take it out on Monday in my art class that it's not for eating, even though it smells yummy. Okay, this is turning out, you see, this is super squishy, and if yours is still too sticky, you add more flour. I have to fix that recipe. I put way more flour than I told in the description, so I'm gonna change that afterwards. But that's how I always do things. Okay, this is now, I think, more or less finished. I'm gonna keep the flour there in case I need it. So now you can use your dough for whatever you like to make. I'm gonna take a little bit on the side, roll it together. There we go. And then I have this rolling pin. It's a wooden one. This one I've had for ages. I do recommend getting wooden toys and wooden tools because it's nature friendly. It's not plastic that will be left in the corner to collect dust once your kids are not playing with them anymore. So I like wooden toys, and I also like, obviously, as you know by now from my channel, I like recycled materials for homemade toys. Okay, I really like this, you know. How is anyone making this one? I think Katie and Ruby are making it. How did yours turn out? And what about Caleb and Neva? Did it work out for you guys? You needed to add a little bit more flour than what I said in the start, but I hope you figured that out. So, another fun thing with this Play-Doh, let me put it up a bit. Another fun thing with this Play-Doh, Simone is saying, yes, we have. It looks great. I'm happy to hear. Another thing with this Play-Doh is that if you leave it out to dry overnight, it will get hard. So I'm not sure if you've seen, but I made DIY ornaments, plastic-free, sustainable, eco-friendly ornaments out of this same recipe. So then you just cut out the shapes that you want, and then you make a hole in it and you leave it to dry overnight, and you can make these into ornaments for your Christmas tree or for decorating your home or for cards or sculptures. Ruby is on the table. She's looking pretty good. Katie just pulling it together. Okay, sounds good. Let's see. So yeah, you can make ornaments or sculptures out of this, and then you leave it to dry overnight. What color did you make yours, guys? Now I have these rings on my fingers, which obviously is not a great idea if you're getting sticky with your Play-Doh, but that's fine. Never mind. Okay. So what I was saying now here, let me put it down again. Here's the Play-Doh. And you make it quite thin. So if you want to make ornaments, you can cut it out by hand and make any shapes you want. And obviously we are quite far from Christmas now, but I saw someone posting on Facebook that Christmas is half a year away, and that felt a bit crazy. Like half a year of the year has already passed, and we're 6 months away from Christmas. So it's not as far as it might seem right now because we're in the middle of summer. Jay saying that it smells good and they made 2 shades of pink. That's nice. So you can also make these into like, what do you call them? Earrings or necklaces. So you make a shape, make this quite thin with a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a bottle, or even this one would work, a paint bottle, anything you have that could roll it into quite a thin layer of dough. And again, I'm not measuring this one. I am more of a play it as you go, play it by ear. But you see, it's like quite thin. Excuse my messy fingers. We always get a bit messy when we do art. So how thick would you say that one is? It's like 2-3 centimeters. And then if you have a straw, you use a straw. I don't have one right here right now. I'm just using a paintbrush, and then I'm pushing a hole through the dough. And then you leave this to dry overnight, or you can put it in the oven on a very low temperature, about like 100 degrees, but do check on it quite often so you don't burn it. And then when it's hard, it's ready. So then when you cut it out, you can make a little hole in it like that. And then afterwards, when it's hard, you can hang it from the string. And then depending on what color you make it, you can paint it next day, or if you put it in the oven when it's ready. And then, yeah, you can decorate it and make it into a nice necklace or ornament. My hands are so messy now, look at that. So these ones are obviously plastic now. I was talking about wooden ones before. I much prefer wooden toys, but then you make any kind of shapes. And if you're doing this with your younger kids, this is a nice way for them, first of all, to practice fine motor skills by pushing these ones in, taking them out, taking these ones out. It's already quite challenging for tiny fingers. And they usually quite like this. I only met one kid ever that didn't like Play-Doh. He was very sensitive to any kind of sensory stimulation, and he didn't really, we had to really work on him getting used to touching Play-Doh. Even when he saw it, he would like cringe and pull away. So we kept it on a distance, and eventually, step by step, he got used to playing with the Play-Doh. It's great for fine motor skills for the youngest artists. And if you make this eco-friendly, you can do this from, even 6 months. Obviously, at that age, they will still try to put it in their mouth. So you have to be quite alert with that. And you don't want them to eat salt and stuff. So be mindful of that. But fine motor skills, practice activities, it's great for that. Simone is saying Micah is loving it. He's rubbing. He is rubbing and rolling it. Yes, it's fun to play with, isn't it? And if you have any kind of cutters, you can also use, like lids from anything, and cut out circles with these kind of lids from like jars or whatnot. And then you can make circles out of that. You can practice all the shapes while you do this. So fine motor skills and practicing shapes. It's a sensory play. And it's just fun to play with for any age, really. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys in the live today. Now I need to tidy up here a bit because it's getting quite messy. So yeah, what you need to do, once you're done with playing with the Play-Doh, you wrap it up in cling film. And then you roll it into a big bowl. And this, you wrap it up in cling film and you put it into a container so it stays nice and soft and squishy for next time you want to play with it. Mommy Cleans is saying, so sorry I'm late. Jack wouldn't nap. It happens. It happens, especially with babies. It's difficult to keep schedules sometimes. We need to be a bit flexible when it comes to babies and their schedules, right? Don't worry about it, Charlotte. If you want to, you can watch this on replay. You see, we made this kind of soft and squishy Play-Doh. And Jay is saying, mine are loving it. I'm happy to hear. What are the girls going to make out of the Play-Doh now? You can, here's an example. If you take a small ball like that, and then you roll it, and you roll it, and you roll it longer and longer. Jay is saying, so you can keep it for ages. Yes, you actually can. If you keep it from getting dry, then you can use it for ages. And because of the salt, it won't go moldy and it won't go old. But obviously, if it dries out after you played with it for quite a while, then you simply add a little bit of oil or a little bit of water to get the right consistency again. And if it's too wet, sometimes in hot weather, because it has salt inside, it might melt. So it might be too sticky. So then you just add a little bit more flour instead. So either way, more flour or more oil, and you'll be sorted. But yes, I mean, you can use this for months even. And then when you made this long, what's this, like a worm or a snake, you start rolling it from one end, and you roll it and roll it and roll it, and it turns into a snail, like that. But this is a fun way to start getting used to making sculptures and ornaments and whatnot. And it's so simple and easy, and it's so quick to do. I mean, you can make this dough in like less than 10 minutes, and then you have it for ages, as long as you keep it moist. Let's see, did I miss anyone on here? I think I'm staying quite okay on the chat. You can see 10 people are watching right now. If you're watching, do say hello in the chat box so that I can see who's there. And the girls are making stars and unicorns. Sounds fun. If you want to share how yours turned out and what you made out of your Play-Doh, do share it on Instagram, tagging London Art Nanny, LDN Art Nanny. And I will share your little creations on my Instagram story as well. And it will be there so everyone can see it for 24 hours. It will be on my stories, and you can see what the other kids made as well. Hey, by the way, Katie and Ruby, I was so inspired by your t-shirts. I saw that you were dyeing t-shirts the other day. You made blue ones, and I thought that looked so fun. And I've also seen some of my other YouTube friends have been making them. So I think that we're going to try that out maybe next time. If I find a t-shirt that we can use. And I am gonna try to use this one because I have these ones stained clothes. These ones I wouldn't recommend for the younger kids because it stains. But as it is staining, I thought then it should be okay to color clothes with as well. So it should leave quite a vibrant color on t-shirts. So I'm gonna try to use these colors for dyeing a t-shirt. So let's see if I do it in the live next week or if I make it as a separate video. But that's definitely one project coming up on this channel. Another project coming up is, you remember that rainbow over there is still there in the window. So another project will be to remove the rainbow now. It's time to wash it away. And then we can decorate it with something new. Now, if you have any ideas about what I could make in my window, let me know, either on here or on Instagram, in the comment section below. And I'll be sure to make something fun there as well. So that's another project coming up. And as we are speaking about DIY things that are edible and homemade, I thought I'll mention that I also made paper mache this week. And that is also, I'm cleaning the table, by the way, as I'm speaking. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, that's another video that I made on my channel. How to make paper mache at home. And that one you only use water, salt, and again, flour. And that makes a really nice eco-friendly Play-Doh. And out of that, I made this phoenix bird. So this one has now dried, and you see how hard it becomes. This is like hard like a rock, and that is all natural materials. There is no glue, no PVA. So if you want to use it as glue for the youngest artists, even for like 2-year-olds, you don't need to worry about them putting it in the mouth, because obviously you don't want kids to eat PVA. Glue is so toxic and is full of chemicals. But if you want to do crafting with the younger ones, that is a great way of doing that. So simply mix in salt, salt with flour and water, and it will work fine as a glue. Or for all the kids, or for even adults, if you want to do paper mache sculptures, you can see how hard this will become. And I mean, all of these sculptures, that one as well is paper mache. You've probably seen the bunny, Easter bunny is made out of that. I made another brush holder, a lion head that was turned into a brush holder. It's quite random. That one also paper mache. I love making paper mache projects. So this one is another project coming up. I will paint this one, decorate it into a phoenix bird, and it's an ornament, so it can be hung up like that. Jay is saying, thanks for doing this art class for us. The girls have really enjoyed it. I'm happy to hear, Jay. I was thinking to do a bit of painting. I mean, for those of you doing the Play-Doh, you can carry on with that. If anyone wants to do painting, can stay for a bit longer, and we will do a bit of painting while I'm on now, because I really feel like getting creative and staying on here. So whoever wants to take part, I am going to take out, now that I've cleaned this table quite nicely, I am going to take out paper, brushes, and I'm going to do something fun on this paper. So the paper that I'm using is mixed media. And this one is thicker. It is a little bit more expensive than normal paper, but it is definitely worth it because it is so strong. Let me just find one that is. Sometimes when I've painted, I use the other side as well because I don't keep every painting. Let's take that one. So you see, this is super thick. It's mixed media paper, and it can be used for painting. And then, one second. And then I'm gonna take out tape. Now, where did I put it? Here. Painter's tape. I'm gonna paint the edges. I'm gonna cut this one off as well to make a nice clean edge over here. There we go. And then I'm gonna add tape to keep the edges really nicely. For those of you joining now, I can see people joined. We did make Play-Doh, as it says in the title. So if you are joining now, hi Kenyatta, I can see that you are joining now. Good morning. It's morning where you are. It is afternoon where we are in London. We made Play-Doh already. This is super squishy and it turned out quite nice. Don't worry, Kenyatta, that's totally fine. But if you're confused with the title, we did make Play-Doh, but now I'm going to go onwards with doing some painting on this paper. So you're not late. And whoever wants to stay for the painting part, that is what we're doing right now. As I said in the beginning already, my art studio is getting so busy. I've got so many projects going on everywhere, so I'm like, where shall I put everything? But I'm getting there, tidying up a bit as I speak. How are you, Kenyatta, today? How's the weather where you are? I said earlier that it's been raining and pouring down here in London today, but now it's clearing up, it's looking like. So now I'm putting tape over the edges on my paper using painter's tape. By the way, I wanted to mention that all of the materials that I'm using, I've placed them nicely on my website for whoever. Sometimes I get parents asking what materials to get and where they should get started. They're not so into art, but their kids want to get creative. So that's why I created on my website, I have a page for all the art materials that I use in my classes in London. London Art Nanny is my classes here in London that I've been running for roughly 6 years now. So yes, for you moms and dads here online, if you want to see the materials that I use in my classes, I've listed them all on my website. So that is all for you guys, if you don't know where to start. And I've said this before as well, I don't believe in getting bargains when it comes to art materials, because they're usually not that good in quality. I mean, if you want to save money on not buying too many toys, and you can create them out of recycled materials. But personally, I wouldn't save on art materials. So the ones that I'm using are very good quality. And it gives the kids a little bit nicer feeling when they're doing art. It's so frustrating to learn, and then you're using like markers that will dry too fast or water paints that don't give a vibrant color. It's not fun. And so I would say invest a little bit more in the art materials and save on not buying toys instead and create them yourself. So then you use good materials and save on not buying toys and spend on the materials instead. Now I am looking for my compass, which should be somewhere here. You see, I got a lot of things going on here. So this is how it is in my art studio. There it is. I wanted to make a big circle here on my paper. And then we're gonna do some painting in there. Kenyatta is saying, I agree with that, invest in good quality. Yes. Now, I'm opening this up. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I love seeing so many of you here. And I'm gonna make a circle here on the paper. And I am gonna paint this into a cosmic painting. And I kind of like circles at the moment. So isn't that a bit random? I've got a favorite shape. My favorite shape at the moment is a circle. I'm gonna switch this ring light off because I think the light is a little bit strong for the paper. It was too shiny, right? I don't want to blind you. So I am going to, you see this painting here in the background? This is from one of the classes. We're talking about all the planets. There are 8 planets and the order. The Jupiter is biggest, and then the order they come in. And then we're painting a cosmic background. Now I thought we could paint some sort of a cosmic background here on this circle as well. So let's see, we've got the water over here. Let's take one of these brushes. And what I always do in my art classes is I tell the kids not to take too much pressure on painting and making the perfect picture, and just enjoying the process instead. So that is what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna have fun painting. If it turns out nice, I'll frame it. If it doesn't, no harm done, right? It's just a paper. Now, cosmic colors. I like making kind of like bluish. I think I'll add this blue actually. I like this blue because it's quite vibrant. And now I put some water on this paper. If you're using thinner paper when you're painting, don't put too much water because it will break. But you see how nicely it spreads in the water? And this is something that I could do for hours and hours. Just playing with colors and not having anything too precise that I'm making. You know, this is reminding me a bit about the moon right now. The way the blue spread out. And you know, painting is a bit like, it's a bit like meditation. If you don't put too much pressure on what you're making and you're just playing with the colors, it's just like meditation for your mind. So relaxing and calming. And then I'll just spread it and a bit, blend it here and there. Something that I always mention in these lives is that if you're not into painting, if you think that you're not talented or you're not, you know, gifted in that way, if it's something that you enjoy, don't worry too much about making the perfect pictures all the time. You don't have to show it to anyone, you can just play with the colors. Which I am doing right now. Although I am sharing it with all of you guys, but I know that you are so lovely and kind to me that even if it turns out really rubbish, I'm sure you'll still be around, right? This looks like some strange cosmic planet out in the universe. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I'm adding water and paint and just spreading it around. Not worrying too much about the outcome. And I like how the water spreads it as well. If your younger ones are watching, if they are into space, they can make all the planets. And you see how I made like the sun is over here. So the sun is the brightest, and then we go from yellow to orange to pink to purple, blue, and then finally black. And then they can make all of the planets in the row. And let's see if you remember them in the right order. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. But I am making a little cosmic planet here. I'm gonna make some darker shade here on the downside and then leave it a bit lighter on the top. So for those of you who joined for the Play-Doh, we did that in the beginning. And now I'm continuing with a bit of paint while we're at it. So if you want to see how to make the Play-Doh, you can watch it on replay. Sometimes YouTube takes about I mean, usually it's up in the next day. It takes some time to process for YouTube, but it will be up on replay. And if you have this link, you can watch it through the link once we finish. So this is not really anything that I've planned, anything specifically. I'm just going with the flow. Camilla is saying, yes, now we have Play-Doh. Fantastic. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that the kids will make some beautiful sculptures out of the Play-Doh, and I hope that you will share it with me as well. So send in your pictures through Instagram, tagging LDN London Art Nanny, LDN Art Nanny. And I will see it, and I'll post it on my story as well. Thank you, Theo and Tinda, for taking part of the Play-Doh session. I hope it turned out nice. So now I'm making the cosmic space out here. I'm making it black far away, and then I'll add some other colors to the background. So whoever wants to stay and paint, stay and paint. Or if you are just joining for the Play-Doh session, that is finished now. Kenyatta is saying, circles are my favorite. You can't go wrong with them, right? They're so fun. I don't know why I'm so into circles at the moment. Simone is saying, the room looks like a bomb hit with Neva decided to throw flour all over. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Simone. Yeah, that's the thing when you get creative with kids. Sometimes they think more about the fun part than the tidying up part, so I hope you get that sorted. Neva, why did you do that? Now you need to help with the Hoover as well, I hope, Neva. I'm gonna add layers and layers of paint all around. I'm gonna put some blue as well. Mix it in with black. And just play with the colors. We still got 10 people watching. So if you are on and didn't say hello, I would love for you to say hello so that I know who's on. Sometimes I come off these classes and I see like 60, 70 people have been on throughout the whole class, but only a handful have been speaking, so I don't know if you've been here or not. So I always love seeing who's on here, so do let me know. Don't be shy. Okay, what color shall we put closest to the planet, do you think? Shall I carry on with green, maybe? Or blue? Maybe yellow? And the thing is, when you paint with this kind of color, I mean, these are like kid-friendly watercolors. I do tend to put layers, quite a lot of layers. Now, because the planet hasn't really dried yet, I am going to, well, it will blend in a little bit, but that's fine. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm not so precise with my measures and whatnot. I'm more about fun. being fun and impulsive, and not too many directions and instructions. So once this background painting has dried a bit, I'm gonna add white stars to it. This was really not my favorite paint, these ones. I bought them for my art classes, but I didn't use them in the art classes in the end because I want the best for the kids that take my art classes, and these ones are too runny. So I'm kind of just using it up now in whatever I'm doing. The ones that I do recommend are washable Crayola paints for the youngest artists. And then I use the Schola ones, the big ones, the poster paint. Those ones, they do not wash out, so do wear an apron if you use those ones. All of this is linked on my website, and the link is in the description below. I do still run Zoom classes, and that is global access all over the world. But I also started doing my face-to-face classes now. So that is taking up quite a lot of my time, but I love that. I love being back with the kids and getting creative with them. And it's so inspiring to see them develop and just having fun with creating. We've been drawing self-portraits, and we've been studying the color circle, painting the rainbow, painting, what do you call it? The solar system this week. We've been doing all sorts of things. I'm gonna add a bit of yellow around here. So I think yellow and green looks nice next to purple. It looks like now it's gray again. The sun was out when I started this live, and now it's starting to get gray again. So let's see what kind of weather we're getting for the rest of the afternoon. Do you have any nice plans for the rest of the day? I think I need to leave that to dry for a bit. And as usual, you know, many times when I start a painting towards the end of the class, I leave it to dry for the second layer, and then I just post the result in the end. So I think this one will need to dry so I can add more shadings to it later. If I add too much now, it will spread into the colors. So let's see. One thing that I did this week was, it's my one of my art kids' birthday. He's turning 3 years old. And I printed one of his drawings. I have to show this while that one is drying. I can see 9 people are still here. If you're still on here, join me in the chat. Let's have a chat while this one is drying. What I did was, I have to check that my fingers are clean. I don't think that they are watching right now because they have 2 classes a week in person, so I doubt that they'll be online. So I'll show you guys what I did. He has learned how to draw faces. So this is his drawing, and I printed it out on a t-shirt with his name and obviously my logo. And I'm gonna give this to him on his birthday, his 3rd birthday. He was so proud of himself. Yes, Simone. And Simone gave me the idea of printing these t-shirts, and I really love them. The quality is really good. And this is how it turned out. I was so pleased when it came. It's such good quality, and you can see the color so clearly. So yeah, I am super excited to give him this one. And I think I'm gonna be printing a little bit more t-shirts now as well, now that I found this. So such a lovely idea, Simone. If you make yours, you have to show me as well how yours turn out. I'm gonna keep this on the side so I don't get paint on it. Okay, beautiful people. Are you still painting? Is Caleb and Neva still here, or did they take off? I know it's quite long to sit for a full hour, so they might have already finished their artworks and their Play-Doh session. Kids are so different though. I mean, some of them, they can stay forever and do art for hours. I have one art kid, he's called Henry, and one time he had a 3-hour art session. And when I was starting to tidy up, he's like, "What? Where are you going? Why are you putting out the paint? We still have, I'm not done arting. I'm not done with art yet." So kids are so different, really. Some kids can do art for hours and hours, and some last for a couple of minutes and then they want to do something else. They have gone now, yes. Ryan been brainstorming for his t-shirts. Yes, let me know how yours turn out. I'd love to see them. I'm gonna continue painting on this one here. I'm just gonna leave the camera open because I don't mind you guys being here. If you want to join me in the chat, do join me and let me know your plans for the weekend. And I'm continuing this a little bit longer. It's just that I kind of need to let it dry for a bit. Otherwise I'm smudging the colors. Kenyetta is saying, "I'm still here, had to feed my crew." What time is it? It's breakfast time at yours, Kenyetta, right? You have a lot of videos about delicious foods, Kenyetta. If anyone is into like cooking and trying new things in the kitchen, you should check out her channel because she does a lot of, sometimes I do fasting and I fast until the afternoons and I'm like, oh, I can't watch Kenyetta's channel until I've eaten. Simone is saying, "It's raining here too, so I will be editing and catching up on videos." That sounds like a fun thing to do, you know? I really like video editing as well. So, and you know, when you do some video editing I would say is the same thing as painting. You can do it for hours and hours without realizing. Yes, it's 9:58 a.m. Okay, you're coming up to 10 a.m. in the morning, and it's Saturday. Do you have anything nice planned, Kenyetta? Is it raining where you are as well, or are you able to go outside? And Def Jess, her hubby cleans one. I love that. Not Jess, check. And Def check, her hubby cleans one. I'm not following. Let me see. You deleted your own message. Oh, Simone. I'm sure it was fine. Although I didn't really get what you meant though. I wrote it again, okay. Fair enough. I'm still playing around with the colors here on the table. So Simone will be doing editing, and I think I'm gonna paint my. Where did I put that bird again? Oh, it's over there. I am gonna paint my phoenix bird after this. I'm looking forward to that. I need to get my acrylic paints out and paint the phoenix bird after this live. I need to do some cooking though. I can feel like my tummy is starting to say that it's hungry. Haven't decided what to cook yet. Kenyatta is saying it's not raining at the moment, has been doing that all the week, but I have a ton of edit and play catch up on my girls. That sounds like fun as well. I love the thing with YouTube as well is when you have a bunch of favorite channels that you like catching up on, you never really get bored, do you? It's like whenever you don't have anything else to do, there's always a ton load of fun videos to catch up on. So, not that I ever get bored though. If you look around my studio, you can see that I have a lot of arty stuff going on. So, sorry to spin you around. My fave collab so far, Kenyatta. Oh, the hobby one. Yes. Erica Joy, hey, hello. Thank you for joining. I'm happy we're still on because it's over 1 hour now and usually I'm off by now, but I'm happy I'm still on so I can say hello to you. Thank you for joining. How are you? And how is the art going in your art studio? I'm still painting away, though we finished the Play-Doh. The title of this video is how to make Play-Doh for a rainy day, and that we did in the beginning, but I mean we're over 1 hour now, so I finished that by now and I'm just painting away. How are you, Erica, today? What's your plan for the day? You are in Florida and you are 5 hours before me, so it's 3 o'clock here. So it is, your Saturday is just beginning, just like Kenyatta's, right? Do you have anything fun planned for the day? It's 10 a.m. where you are, just like Kenyatta. My studio is a little crowded right now. I know the feeling. I mean, like, I'll show you the floor. We were doing Play-Doh before. So I got like Play-Doh here on the floor. I got the lion over there, like projects everywhere. And I try to tidy up here and there, but then, you know, life happens, right? I do art classes every day and then I do my own projects as well. So it's easy to get crowded in our studio. I know the feeling. Simone is saying, I filmed the kids and making the Play-Doh, so I will upload that sometimes this coming week. We could only find jars with lids, so I don't have cling film. Do you think it will be okay? If it dries and it feels a bit hard, the next time you take it out, just add a bit of water and it should be. So you need to knead it in a bit and add some water or oil and it should be fine. It always lasts better with cling film, but it will be fine, I'm sure. Simone, what colors did you make yours? Ruby and Katie made pink ones. Okay, that is great. That should be great. Let me know how it is next time you take it out, if it dried or if you had to add some water to it. Sometimes even because it's so hot now, it might even be fine. It might even be a bit sticky from the salt, if the salt melts. So you never really know. It is easy to get crowded. I have 3 big paintings I'm finishing up. I'm going, they'll be gone by Wednesday. Do you mean that you're selling them? Are you selling your artworks? Erica Joy has, I just forgot to put that light on again. Erica Joy has a lovely channel and she does like fantasy kind of paintings and she adds like metallic colors to them and like golden backgrounds and whatnot. You can see that I'm into gold and shiny things. Even that lion over there has gold paint on it. So if you're into that sort of art, check her out. She paints all sorts of like mermaids and I don't know, they're really pretty. It looks like illustrating kind of pictures that you will see in books or on cards or whatnot. Go and check her out if you haven't already. Kenyatta is saying, no numbers, you guys spell them out. We don't want Charlotta to get spammed. Oh, you're not allowed to say numbers? I'm not following on those guidelines too much. Sometimes don't tell them if they're listening. I hope they're not listening, but sometimes I find YouTube a little bit annoying with all the rules and restrictions and whatnot. If you saw my live, when was that? That was like November, when the COPPA law was stepping into place, and before it stepped into place, when we got the news about it, I was so frustrated with all the rules and regulations on YouTube. But hey, this is the platform that we are using, so we have to follow what they say. And Kenyatta, you are so right. YouTube, for some reason, doesn't like numbers, and they also don't like too many emojis. So if you put like 3 emojis in a chat, for some reason they will see it as spam, and then they might not promote your video or whatnot. And also they got these rules about having kids in the videos, so sometimes they might shut off the comments or don't give you notifications for your videos if you have kids in the videos. So that's something to keep in mind. But I mean, it's a bit blurry because sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. So they don't have any like super clear guidelines about that, about kids in the videos. I'm not 100% sure about how that actually works. But yeah, we were speaking about that earlier with Simone. Erika is saying that's good to know. Yeah. I mean, it's the platform we use, right? So we have to kind of try to follow their guidelines as much as possible. But yeah, you know, Erika, you're creative like me, so I bet that you're not that into rules and regulations. If you're anything like me, just try to have fun with the tools that we have. But I mean, yeah. Erika is saying, absolutely, I totally get it. Yeah, it is what it is. We make the most of what we get, right? But the thing is, the reason why I started YouTube in the beginning was that I had a ton loads of art projects that I do with kids in London. And I felt like I can only reach, around 10 to 15 clients a week. And I felt so limited, but I felt like I had so much that I wanted to share. So that's why I started YouTube in the beginning, was to share the projects that I do in my art classes so that other families can take part as well. But then, so as many of you know, my name on this channel used to be London Art Nanny. And that's still my company name, and that's what I do in London. But that is one of the main reasons why I changed my YouTube channel, was because, the channels are not meant to be for kids. And they've made quite clear guidelines about that now. So that's why I changed the name to my own name, and I'm sharing a bit more about my life and my own thoughts and my life in London and what we get up to and whatnot. So it's both. Now I'm trying to find some kind of balance in this whole thing. So yeah, the balance between art projects and kind of like my life vlog. How do you pin a comment on here, Charlotta? Because I tried to do it on my last cooking live I did. You see, I'm not sure if you will see it now because you don't have the same screen as I do, but next time when you go on a live, when you put your what do you call it? The pointer thing. When you put it on a comment, you'll get 3 dots. And when you click on those 3 dots, you can choose to pin a comment. Once, next time on your live, if I'm on, I'll show you, so you'll see what I mean. So you put your thing over a comment, and then you can choose to delete a comment or add someone to a moderator, or you can pin a comment or block a user. So that's on there. Anyways, guys, this is still wet. Gosh, it's quite hot still. I thought it would be cooler today. It's been 32 degrees, 32, 33 in London. It's been boiling and no air condition because we don't usually get that hot weather that often. So yeah, it's quite hot. Even though it's raining, it's not as hot today, but it's still hot. I like that you combine both together. I like learning more about you outside of your amazing art. Thanks for that. I understand. I will try it next time. No worries. Yeah, thank you for your comment, Kenyatta. I'm happy you're enjoying this transition stage. I try to keep these Saturdays for art projects, and then I post random videos here and there about other stuff as well. But yeah, now I'm trying to kind of focus on speaking to parents rather than speaking directly to the kids. And then I show things that you can do with your kids at home. And then the other stuff, as mentioned. It's been quite strange now going back to running normal classes because I now meet my clients face to face again after the lockdown. So, I mean, it's mandatory in London now to wear face masks on public transports. And you can see, like, yesterday was the first time since like February that I was stuck in traffic. There's been no traffic at all. There's been like no people anywhere. And now it's getting back to the usual Friday traffic and crowded areas. So I also saw some pictures from the coast side in Britain, and the beaches were packed with people. So it will be interesting to see how all of this will go now, and if we will get a second wave coming or if it will calm down. I don't know. I mean, some people also say that this hot weather will stop the virus from spreading, so let's see. I try to stay away from crowds as much as I can, and I stay indoors a lot still. I mean, we go for our runs, me and my partner together. We spend most time together. We haven't still gone to see family or friends. We just stick to ourselves for now. The only thing we do is I run my classes here and there, but even then it's restricted to 2 people. So staying away from crowds still. I'm not 100 about what we're actually allowed to do. And I mean, we are allowed, but what's logical? That makes sense. Jay is saying, crazy to think there's been no traffic. I know. There's this junction in Knightsbridge in London where you have like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 5 massive streets in a massive junction. And at one point in March, when I was going for a walk in Hyde Park, I could have walked straight through that junction without any cars. It's crazy. It's so like, it was so strange to see London so quiet. But now it's back to normal again. So, yeah. Still trying to blend in these colors a bit. Meanwhile, Jay is saying, I was shocked to hear the beaches were packed. I know. I mean, I love beaches as well, and I love going to the sea, and I would love to do that, but it doesn't really feel like, doesn't feel sensible, does it? I mean, it feels like everything that we've been doing since like March, February will go to waste if people just start mixing too much already. So let's see. I saw the cases are rising more and more in the States as well. I don't know. Strange times that we're going through. But yeah, maybe we shouldn't speak about too heavy things on here. I hope that you all have stayed well and that your family is okay. Simone is saying, I don't think it would be enjoyable with that amount of people, even if things were normal. I agree with you. I'm not really that into overcrowded beaches either. And I know, Simone, where you are living, I love the things that you describe and the views that you share in your videos. Guys, if you're not friends, I think everyone knows each other here that's on the chat. I can see 12 people are online, but only a few chatting. You guys know each other already, and seeing Simone's lovely videos from Isle of Man, it looks so, I don't know, like a fairy tale, tranquil, so peaceful. The beautiful nature images and everything. So I can hear you when you say that you wouldn't enjoy overcrowded beaches. Who does? Does anyone? I don't think so. Why would you go there with that many people? I would just turn around, go back home. It's always peaceful and quiet, even in summer. You can find the secluded beach. I have to come and visit Isle of Man one time. I would love to do that, Simone. It looks so calm and peaceful. And the things that you described about you guys playing hide and seek in the grass and whatnot, and there's like no neighbors. Like the next neighbor you said I think was 5 minutes away. So that feels quite amazing compared to where I live, which is central London, and you have like house after house next to each other. But where I come from is more or less what you explained, Simone. I come from the countryside in Finland, so I'm from a tiny little island on the coast side, and there's barely no people there. And I mean, like, it's like everyone knows everyone. So it sounds more like that. So I kind of like both. I like the busy buzz of London, but I like going to visit my childhood area as well to get kind of balance from all of this crazy busy. Although I don't really go into the more crowded areas, to be fair, that often. Erica Joy is saying, I've been staying home for the most part. It's kind of hot and rainy and buggy. Yeah. And you are like me, you like to paint and draw, so you got stuff to do at home. I keep working on this painting as I'm chatting with you guys. Can't wait to add the white stars. Simone is saying, thanks, Kenyatta. I can't wait to film more of the island. Charlotta, I love the sound of where you were brought up. The thing that reminds me of my childhood place is when you film the cows as well. There used to be cows on the same road where I grew up, and we used to go to see them during the summer when they were out in the grass. And yeah, a lot of the things that you share on your channel, Simone, reminds me of my childhood in Finland. I liked your video December with all the snow. It was amazing. And it kept snow. We were so lucky. Me and David were there for a bit, I think it was a week, 7 days. And we were lucky to get like clear crystal snow every day. And here in London, people hate it when it snows. They're like, oh, we won't even leave the house. So for me, that's a bit strange because I love snow. Snow, when it's clear and pure and beautiful, and everything is like covered in a thick layer of snow. I really like that. So we were making snowmen and lanterns, and we were going for walks in the snow in the forest. So yes, I love snow. I think we're gonna round it up here. I'm gonna let you guys go. Unless Jay has some fun words for us. Jay does the most funniest lives ever. She always leaves us all laughing. And then we tease her about silly words and see if she will pronounce them right. So she said she'll get me back. But you guys you're really behaving. I'm surprised. I was expecting you to be a bit more cheeky. So well behaved, Simone. I'm so proud of you. And Jessica as well. I don't know if Jessica is still here. Jessica barely said anything in this chat, so I wonder if she's still here. Oh my God, you said Finland. I thought of Finnish. Yeah, when I was writing on Jay's chat about Finnish, that I'm not Finnish, I'm actually Swedish speaking, she goes like, oh, you're not Finnish? You're not Finnish? I thought you were Finnish. I wonder where Simone got that from. We're all laughing in tears. But it's all with love, though. We love Jay. She's amazing, and she always keeps us laughing. We got a fun little YouTube community, don't we? All right, I am gonna leave this painting to dry now. This is how it looks for now, but I need to leave it to dry so I can add more layers to it before I mess it up anymore. Jay, are you still here? Jay! Jay, we love you. Anyways, guys, thank you for staying with me all this time. And we've been on here for 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to let you go and enjoy your Saturdays. Now, your name, someone is saying hi here, but this now is going to be like on Jay's lives. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Siddharthan? Siddharthan? Is that right? Siddharthan, thank you for joining. New friend joined. Welcome to my silly channel. I post a lot of different things. I post a lot of like creative stuff. As you can see, this hand fan made out of paper. This we made 2 weeks ago in my live on here. 2 weeks ago. So I do weekly lives every Saturday at 2 p.m. BST. And that's what we did 2 weeks ago, and a lot of other creative stuff. But I also share about my life here in London. So you'll see a lot of different things on my channel. I did a live earlier about how I made these braids, Viking braids, because I made a video earlier a few weeks ago about how to make Viking braids, and it's actually been quite popular. So I just popped the live on as I was making my braids as well. So you can find a lot of different videos on my channel. You are from India. Okay, what kind of content do you post on your channel? I'll go and check it out after this live. Where in India are you from? I've got some clients in India as well. Some are in New Delhi and some are around Goa area. So I do connect with them online as well sometimes. Now that we can't have class, now that you can't really travel to London, most of these clients, they travel to London here and there, and then we do classes in person. But because of the restrictions, because of the pandemics, a lot of my classes are now online. So all of a sudden, my art classes are global, which felt quite strange for a moment there, but I kind of got my head around that. You are from south of India, from Kerala. Okay, I haven't heard of Kerala before, but I will go and check out your video, your channel, and see if you posted anything about your area, and I shall learn something new today. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. Kenyetta is going, and I will go too. I will let you guys go. My neighbors are honking again. I don't know why they keep on honking. Usually this is a very, very quiet street, but also on my earlier live when I made these braids, there were some neighbors honking their horns outside. Ian is saying, welcome from sunny Barnsley. Hi Ian, how are you? Jay is, Simone is asking, Jay, did you hear Charlotta before? I was speaking about your last live, Jay, and how we all have a good laugh on your lives. Jay is so funny and she's so real and she's so authentic and she's just being herself, and that's why we love her channel so much. We're speaking about when I was telling you that I'm not Finnish, I'm Swedish, and you read it out and you're like, oh, you're not Finnish? Yeah, so it is pronounced Finnish. It's with 2 N's, so it's Finnish, not Finnish. But yeah, don't worry about that, Jay. We love it, and you always make us laugh, and it's all in a good manner. It's no, my partner David came into the room and we were laughing, and she's like, "Why are you saying that? You're gonna upset Jay. Don't bully her." But I think you know, Jay, that it's all in a good manner. It's just banter, and we love your channel and your jokes. I am music composer, maybe just doing some music experiments. Okay, that sounds interesting. Is it like instrumental music? Is it digital, or do you play instruments? I will go and check it out later. Ian, how are you? Oh, I asked already and you're saying good, thanks. That's good to hear. What's your plans for the rest of the Saturday? I'm just letting my painting dry here at the moment. And I think for the rest of the Saturday, after this live, I'm gonna do some cooking and we're gonna have a meal together. And then let's see, I'll see what my partner is up to. If he's busy, is there any football on today? If football's on today, I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna start my Phoenix bird painting. If there's no football today, then we're probably gonna do something together. Jay is also, she did her live during football because we realized one time that when football is on, all of us were online. So that's a good note, Jay, to do a live when football is on. Any desserts today? I haven't decided yet. We actually had there is football today. Who's playing and what time? I need to know this. Jay, can you go live when football's on? It's so much fun, and I'll do my painting, but I'll love to connect with you on your live as well if you're doing it. Desserts, Simone is asking. So I have been staying away from desserts during the weeks, and Saturdays are our treat days. So we already actually had chocolate with coffee and earlier today, and I think we're gonna have something what Jay would call naughty. We're gonna have some desserts today for sure. I like cheesecake, so we might get some cheesecake. I'm not baking today. I don't like baking. You see, I posted a video a couple of weeks ago about how to make a super easy cake in 10 minutes because I really don't like baking cakes. So I think today we're just gonna buy a cheesecake or something like that. Really nice to meet you, friend. Oh, is your craft awesome? Is it a dragon? No, this is a phoenix bird. A phoenix bird rising from the ashes. I don't know if you guys know Dina Tollefson. She's running a channel, an art channel here on YouTube. And she's a great artist and she sells her artworks in galleries, and she's also doing coaching for artists. And she is running art channels every so often, and the next one is a bluebird art challenge. I don't know if maybe Ian and Byro, are you taking part of Dina's challenge? This is my contribution. So I'm making a bird and then I'm gonna paint it in blue. So I'm making a blue phoenix. It looks a bit like a dragon though. But I mean, phoenix is a fantasy-ish kind of bird. I don't know if you know the story about the phoenix rising from the ashes, and then every time when it burns down, it still rises again. I like the story behind the phoenix bird, so I thought I'll make that for Dina's challenge. Ayan is saying, yes, I am. Have you done it already? Ayan, what did you do for Dina's challenge? Naughty, yes, Jay's saying. Jay loves the word naughty. Ayan is saying, with ice cream. Jam roll pudding with ice cream. That sounds delicious as well. I think Saturdays are perfect for treating yourself a little bit in whatever way you prefer. So yes, I will definitely have dessert today, and then I'll stay away during the week again. It looks like a liver bird. What's a liver bird? It does, Ayan. Oh, a phoenix bird. Yes, it is a phoenix bird, and I can't wait to paint it. Did anyone tell me who's playing today? What football is on and at what time? Because then I know my schedule a bit better. But no, there can't be football on today, because didn't Liverpool win already? I really don't know about football. Yeah. Oh, laughing my A off. Liver pronounced differently. Liver? Liver? Liver. What's a liver bird? A full league today. At what time is football? And what do you mean by a full league? This is gonna turn out like Jay's lives now as well. Gonna move this out of the way a bit. Okay, guys, I know nothing about football. High five, Erica. I know nothing about football either. All I know is when football's on, I am free to do whatever I want. What? 3 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. start. That's like nearly the whole day. How can it be that long? Usually it's like 2 hours. So I guess I'll be painting my phoenix bird today then. That's what is on the Liverpool have on their shirt. Oh, I see. Yes, I remember that one. Liver bird. But it's not a Liverpool bird. It is a phoenix bird, and it's gonna be blue. Because did you know that fire is actually blue? It's not yellow or red. The hottest fire is blue. That's why my phoenix bird will be blue. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Ayan is saying lots of game at different times. Ayan, I hope that you are joking. I hope that you're teasing me right now, because I really hope that there is no football on today. I don't really like it, as you can tell. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna go into the kitchen behind this door and get the cooking on, and then I'll go to the shop and buy cheesecake. So guys, thank you again for joining. If you came on to do the Play-Doh, that is in the beginning of this video, so do find it there after we finish. Ryan was asking where you're from when he heard you say liver. I'm from Finland, but I'm Swedish speaking. And then Ayan is saying that something temperature blue is hot. What time is it there? It is 3:34. So it's afternoon, and I'm gonna cook now and probably be eating in about an hour, and then see if football's on or not. Erica said, I'm glad I didn't miss you. Thank you, Erica, so much for coming by. Lovely to chat to all of you guys. Thank you for joining me and chatting. I'm gonna continue this painting once it's dried. And Dave is here. David, now that you're watching, what time is football on today so I know if I'll be painting or not? I was talking about that I might be painting my Phoenix bird today, depending on if David is watching football or not. David is my partner. So can you tell me that there is no football on? Otherwise, I'll stay here all day. If there's football on, then I can just continue, right? I think David is hungry. David is waiting for food. So I'll go and cook some food for David. And if David is watching football later, and if Jay is not on live, then I might just pop the camera on while I'm painting my Phoenix bird as well. Let's see. It all depends on football right now. That's my schedule. Thank you guys for joining me today. And I'll catch you soon, okay? Bye, bye, bye. Bye, everyone.